today I'm going to give a talk that been mentioned many times, and all the sutras that we carry and have some meaning to teach in this what the Buddhist teaching, the title or the name of the Buddha, what he carries, the message. And all the sutras that we have, we mentioned about these 10 of them, is his highlights a key characteristic of this noble person. We call him Buddha. So in the Buddha name that we always have different story, but right now I take this as an advance, the Tathagata Arahang Samma Sambuddho Vichacharanat Sampanno Sukato Kavito Anutaro Purisa Thammasarati Sattha Devanam Sanang Buddho Bhagawa. This is all his title in Pali term. And I remember when I was the early days in 1980, I became monks in Thailand. I already chanted this. It's a very brief in the basic that chanting, but this does not tell all the details in the teaching. So after become a monk, then I start to learn. Learn means you settle the understanding of the teaching. In this kind of means you bring it into the outline. But the meaning is very profound and deep after learning, but still cannot understand until today. Already 45 years become monks, and then when I recall back what I understand, and today's what this loyal title carry 10 character or the quality of the Buddha himself, I still think that this not in my mind yet, still need to be realized and practiced in order that get that kind of quality into this very life. So because of this, so I go into the one of the sutra. In the Chinese teaching, they call that mentioned by the Buddha of his 10 title. So this sutra, very short, translate into Chinese in 960 years to 1,100 years between them in the Song dynasty. So means 1,000 years ago, this already translate into Chinese and bring all the most subtle teaching in his title. So that right now I'm going to share with you part by part in this title. And before that, I want to tell you the translator is where from the India, center of India. Right now we call that Punjab, Punjab. Is in the Pakistan and India. There right now quarrel, arguing, and they want to say, "Oh, this is my territory. This is my territory." They are still fighting there. That is a region. We call that Punjab, Punjab. Yeah, but the name of the town we call that Jalandhar, still using the same name as what the translator mentioned. This Jalandhar means Jan Dhar, still using the same name 1,000 years ago. Very interested. But the land right now is fight with Pakistan and India. Yeah. So in that time, this translator, in Chinese we call his name is we call him Fa Xian. But right now we have the name called the monk Tanapara. Yeah, this is the monk's name, but the Chinese we call that Fa Xian. Is translated into Chinese. He is born in that region and ordained as a monk in what we call that secret forest monastery. Yeah. He training there and come to China as a great translator in Chinese Dhamma history, means the Buddhism's history, that he is a great translator. So you see, he translate this into Chinese. Then we go. Right now we start. Tathagata. Yeah. What is the name of Tathagata? They carry two messages. One is the path. One is the flute. This is what we call the Tathagata. So the path and the flute means that he is practice the path and then follow his practice, that kind of action. So the mind, verbal, and the bodily action changing the quality, the witness, the flute. The flute, what is the flute? Nibbana, the cessation. So this is called the Tathagata. So very deep meaning into the Chinese. They carry all this talking about in many periods of life. Year after year, day after day, he training himself to be right awakening, right path and right awakening. So from there, he realized the message of the truth. So from the truth, he break through, and then he tell the world, Noble Eightfold Path is the only path to the goal. The goal is cessation. So he from there on try to tell people what is the meaning. So he tell people, subdue your mind. You see, Tathagata already subdue my own mind, come to the what the goal. The goal is cessation. Means I settle all the problem in my life, no more stress. So I name myself Tathagata. Means that is the level of his transform. Okay, come to the second. The second is called Arahant. Arahant means here the path have sequence. Means from the first state, second state, third state, fourth state, they have sequence. So people practice means he is not suddenly jump into the goal. He is follow the path, slowly upgrading himself, processing to advance. Then lastly, he is come into the goal. So the goal is liberation. So when he got the message of liberation, then his old bodily and mentally defilement all been purified. So Arahant means all the mind and body defilement being purified. So he don't carry greed, hatred, and ignorance. He don't carry that kind of our quality. The life quality, we always, you see, the mind have greed, hatred, ignorance, anger, jealousy, all these negative part. and then we have some positive part, we call the wholesome too, into attachment. So the Buddha himself, his mind and body totally overcome. We call him Arahant. Means he is the one that is the fortune, is the welcome to support that kind of message to the world. So we always bring some like food, belonging, medicine, and other simple, support that we give to the monk so that he has a simple support in the material so he can go into the practice. Why that is fortunate? Because his practice will advance his morality, advance his concentration, and advance his wisdom, and come into right knowledge and right concentration, in order that he come back and tell you, and then he show the way, his character, how it formed. So the teaching will remain in the world because of him. Yeah, we call that Arahant. Okay. Right now, the third, Samma Sambuddha. Samma Sambuddha have some meaning like this. 37 factors of awakening and the 4 stages of the arahantship. So we call that Samma Sambuddha, means right concentration and right awakening. See? So right concentration and right awakening is supported by 37 prerequisites. Yeah. So if you don't know this, then you don't know the skill of how to practice. So 37 factors of awakening, I can name it for you, 7 steps. Yeah. 4 foundation of mindfulness, 4 right effort, 4 basics of spiritual path or spiritual power, and then 5 faculty, 5 power, 7 factors of awakening, and noble effort path. Now, this is the whole life the Buddha carried these 7 sets of training. If you know one set of it, then it may connect it into the whole. If you have 2 sets of it understanding put into practice, you will mature all the 7 sets. Means this is the cup. 7 steps means you go into different angle in order that you completely understand the cup. So once you go into one set, it may come into the whole set, understanding. So this is what the Buddha means. So he didn't say that we need to rely on who and who. He said that we rely on the skillful means. Means the technical training that you need to professionally learn from him how to stand, how to sit, how to walk, how to lying down into meditation, how you can do the samatha, how you can work for the vipassana, like that. That is the training in the Samma Sambuddha. Yeah. So after the training, then there is arahantship come into being. Means sotapanna, agadagami, and then there are anagami, arahant. That is a 4 step of the training. Stream enterer, and then 1 returner, no returner, come to complete the goal into liberation. So this is the 4 step in the training. So every step on the training, they have his own theories, his own skill to check on how you're going to have your mental and verbal and the physics overcoming into the wrong action. Yeah. Message is very clear in that, so that we come to another one, number 4, we call that Vicharana Sampanno. Yeah, this is talking about, the mind become very super. Yeah, the super means he have 3/4 of knowledge after the training. 3/4 of knowledge means the knowledge of divine eye, the knowledge of previous lifetime or former rebirth. He understands that, and then the knowledge of destruction of the outflow means stop the life carry on process into samsara. Yeah, this is called 3 very highest profound knowledge after the training. Let me say that the divine eye. What is the divine eye means? In the old days, we may not easy to realize because we don't have we call that computers right now. We can check in the sky. We have all this rocket, put all this star into the sky and check here, and we have a microscope check it very detailed, and then we learn from the knowledge, see that even though the cell is transferred from time to time, even though the cell. And then mentally we know that, this mentally from day to day, 10 years ago, your mental. If you process in the wholesome, then you carry the wholesome quality, happiness, joy, compassion, wise you have. If you carry the unwholesome, then you can see this mental ill process into illness, process into anger, process into jealous, process into skeptical. You see? So from life we can see individually how they process their mind. Some is processed into human being, heaven being, or into escape. Some is processed into lower being, in the darkness, in the animal character, and into hungry seer. Because we learn 10 years ago how is your quality, right now what is the quality, and then if process to the future, we can predict what kind of action will be, what kind of result. Easy to understand, but today we can understand it very easy. Especially AI can tell better than man, more wise record than mankind. So all this what we call that heaven eye already come into our mind. It's like AI. It just very accurate the answer. Maybe 99%, but when I check all this information, better than I check into the dictionary. Faster and more easy to get the information. There is a totally changing, overcome our understanding that more we see that in the old day, we call the heaven mind, means his memory and keep that kind of experience into record. So means after the training, heaven eye or divine eye become talent. He's talent guy. His memory is very deep and very stable. We can say it like that. Okay. Then I'm going to get some more. So Samma Sambuddha come into Samma, this Vichacharana Sampanno, Sampanya, means he have very clear understanding of the truth, and then come into his truth, verbally, mentally, and physically. He become right effort, means he don't do other kind of action. His action is come into the training of liberation. So mindfully become right effort. You see? So our daily life too much right effort. Sometimes our pay attention is into the work. This and that connected, but not connected into the Dhamma to liberation. What we call that worldly concern or worldly condemn. Not in the Dhamma condemn, like that. So in the Dhamma condemn means you're standing, walking, lying down, and even though what we call that sitting will be a certain kind of mindfulness training. This is why I want to let you learn later on. And after this, okay, now we go to another one. Number 5, Sukata. Sukata means this called perfectly dying. I want to say it's perfectly pass away. Dying might be not perfect, but pass away by totally release. So you're going to practice majority of release, then you can die peacefully. This is called the training is. So training for us, right now we are in the samsara, not majority release. So the defilement, the upset, the this and that carry on in the mindset. We call that the mindset have attached to viewpoint, attached to desire, attached to existence, attached to ignorance. It's like the waterfall, deep flowing into this four flow. I name it again. Will, desire, existence, and ignorance is like the waterfall in our mindset. Secondly, bodily become birth, aging, illness, and die. I separate into two parts of my own life experience. So before today, I am just standing in birth, aging. Not much sensitive about illness and dying. Not much sensitive because I'm strong, I'm young. So illness and dying far of my life, not being considered and not being sensitive, know how dangerous it is. You see, this is about life pattern. So today already aging, and once I stand up from my seat there, my footstep already numb. Means the blood circulation and the strong of the life, this and that, already downhill, destruct. Means that come into the life. Before that, when I, after sitting 1 or 2 hours, standing and walk, no numb like that. You see? So experience about these 4 changes of life is not fun. You touching it, then you know what it means. Yeah, so it is a stress. It really is the what we call that dead end of the life, if you not overcome it, it come to you. Yeah, so the practice become very, very concerned about the Buddha. The Buddha said that we need to seize the fire. The fire of what? The fire of mind and the fire of the body. We need to seize the fire before he is processing and bring the stress into your mind. You see? So right concentration and right wisdom is the only way we need to train to experience before this aging, illness, and destruction or dying come into being. You see? So practice have that kind of urgent, but in the life, mostly we are stay in the gratification. We don't know the danger. And we are not sensitive about escape. So escape have, for me is no problem. Until very destruct and illness, then you are eager to overcome problem. But it's not that kind of easy to mature once you don't work for it. So mature for release is because of we see the danger. And when we see the danger, someone should be know what we call that renunciate. Means he stand in the renunciate, then he know how to work for the escape. Yeah. This is what we call the Sugata. And then another one is Logavi. Logavi have a lot of meaning there when I check my understanding and all the teaching in here. Logavi means the Loga is the world or our world. What is we understand about our world? You see, when someone who really know the teaching and the practice, the first one is Logavi is six sense base. Hasutra mentioned about six sense base. What is six sense base? Do we have our body? No. Mostly we have our head. What is the head means? Six sense base. Five sensual contact and mind memory contact. This is what we have. You know, and then when we say that move your foot, be aware of your foot. Most of us is not knowing what about the foot. You know, the body become more rough and not awakening to the body, but we sensitive in the head. So the head is very excited. Mostly we know it's our head, not the body. You see? So this is who we are. Just follow this, what we call that, head contact to the sensual, and bring the awareness of the sensual. And then that is what we process into five skandha. Body, feeling, mental perception, mental formation, and conscious. This is called mind and body into five. So six sense contact increase the information to the five skandha. And the five skandha is showing is active into six ring or the samsara. The samsara, six being samsara better. That is what the Buddha said, that when this five skandha processing, what is the further information. Heaven, human, asura, hungry ghost, helping, all is in the realm of the process. You see? So when we see in the human face, sometimes he is not human. I want to say one bad word, but if I make wrong mistake, forgive me. You see, when I go to Chicago in the street, I see a lot of, that kind of gentleman. He is short of food. He's a lookless guy or any, what is not lucky enough to make living. So he is always hungry there. You see, he is a human. I say not a being that like us. He's like some kind of, what is there that, I don't know what to say. He just hungry in the food all the time. Even though you see he is very young and strong, but he's using the method looking for money like that. Not make sense at all. You see? What if we say that the mind is very low quality? He don't use his mind to train into high quality. That's what I mean. You see, you don't see human being is a human being. Sometimes it's a very low. It's a human quality. When the Buddha said that low quality have three kinds of low quality. That means health in the suffering, hungry ghost, and animal beggar. This is the low rank. The Buddha said, all the training, the first thing need to overcome is three low rank, not go there. That is not the good condition. The Buddha always advise, tell the story to the low being. You need to wake up. You need to follow the path. Come into the human being. Then we talk about liberation. We talk about higher quality of training. This is called Logavi, means understand of the realm that not the good one in the low side. Yeah. So after that means from the living being side, that all these lower living being, you need to overcome it. Then they talk about 4 kind of advanced being. Means 4 kind of advanced being is Arahant, Bodhisattva, and then Pachika Buddha, and the Buddha himself. This is called the being purified his defilement and carry all the good quality of wholesome character. Then you can reach into this kind of, we call that noble person. Yeah. So in Buddhism, we don't talk about, no one is perfect. We don't talk like that. We talk about under the training, if the right skill into the path and the fruit, then the quality of personality can be advanced, can be purified into more perfection. Not one lifetime, not 1 year, not 10 years. Carry on process until the final destiny. You see? So that brings a lot of hope to people who see the path. For people who enlighten, means he expects to the path. If you don't have that kind of confidence, you will work for some, and then you will give up. Please open the door, someone come in. Yeah. Yeah, so another word that anuttara means the unsurpassed, unmatched, or unparalleled. Something that is somewhere the best or superior to something else has never been outdone. This is the saying. If you want to say in a normal way, in the common term, means the scientist, when he discovers something, he is the one that we call the unsurpassed in his lifetime, Einstein. And after Einstein, they have another guy discover more subtle than Einstein, and you call that kind of, he come to unsurpassed. Mathematics also like that. You know, all the medical terms also like that. Someone who discover more subtle into his level of understanding, so he is unsurpassed. And the practice of the training who come into liberation also have that kind of level to move forward. So when you check into our, the teaching of a noble disciple of the Buddha, then you can see all the training. Okay. Pulisa Tammarasati. Themes of those to be tamed. Cut off the evil and process the wholesome. Direct yourself into the goals of liberation. Who want to subdue himself is called Zhangfu, means gentleman. Yeah. So in Buddhism's training is subdue your own self, mind and body. So you are the only enemy. Exterior is not the enemy. It's only the condition. You see, when we call that just now the Lama monk, exterior is only condition. How that condition can become a positive support into your own training. It's not the condition outside. It's the cause of your own mind. You see? So in the Buddha trainings, once we call that gentleman, means he knows how to subdue his mind and body. We call that gentleman, means mature being. Yeah. For someone that we learn a lot and then we listen to the talk and suddenly we enlighten, see, that is my own problem, not the problem from exterior, so that your resentment will drop. From that time, you don't say that, here and there, that all this is become my Satta Deva Manu Saya.
Satta Deva Manusana.
Manusana. Yeah. Satta Yeah. Okay. Teachers of gods and humans. It's very, very difficult to explain. especially the Western culture is the teaching of God as the highest teaching. If we want to say that teacher of gods and humans, it become very, very difficult to understand. And you will look down to someone else. You become too proud of yourself. What I want to say is, all walks of life is guided by the Dhamma. The Buddha's, his teaching is peace and no war. No, he don't want to involve that kind of attachment to nation, to land. He is not interested that. His teaching is all walks of life guided by Dhamma, lead by the noble person. Means that you train your personality into a more higher noble personality so that you come back to the world. Channel the world by your own awakened being. Can you understand? So he wants to guide the world into that kind of direction. The peace to yourself, benefit to yourself, benefit to others, and perfect your quality. He wants to guide people into that. It's not guide the people into attachment, become king, become the detective like that. Not going that far. So, last one is the Buddha. When I say Buddha, means I don't throw by other information. I just want to say, after many years, become a Buddhist, become someone that who help the Buddha spread the message. What can I learn from him as the remark of the Buddha? Many years of my own understanding of him and try to learn, try to do investigation, I will bring about 10 remarks of the Buddha in this time. The first one is, live in present moment. This is the first remark. I know him. He will teach this use of mindfulness. Train your mindfulness into awareness so that you can live the life in the present moment. Second, sharing the happiness. Make sense? If the world is not that kind of message, then you can see all the stress is exchanged. You push it to me, I push it to you. All is a stress, not happiness. So the Buddha, he don't go that way. His mind is work for liberation, and only in liberated, then he share all the happiness. Only benefit, no harm. No greed, no anger, no harm. That is the teaching of him. So the third, self-mastery. The Zen Buddhism says that you master your own mind. Self-mastery. So your life is not dependent on God. Your life is not dependent on human, but your self-mastery. It makes sense to me. Because when you come to the last breath of your life in dying care, you master your own mind. No one can help you in that moment. People only can give you opinion and guide. But thought by thought, you need to guide your own mind by your mindfulness. So, one more thing, love over hate. Same what we have in Jesus' teaching. And Buddhism talk about, loving kindness and compassion. Same message that people need to develop their EQ, intelligence, emotion, need to develop that. So that when people develop that, reasoning, REASONING, reasoning. This reasoning is not the science reasoning. This is more in the human IQ. Human IQ. Scientists is reasoning, sometimes it discover something and make the bomb, make the this and that, destroy the human quality. We don't go that kind of crucial. We go to more humanistic condition so that we learn the truth, the Four Noble Truth. So the truth in Buddhism, we call that Four Noble Truth. Two where one is the suffering, the cause of suffering, the path to liberation. These two paths. Most people, they go to these two, suffering and the cause of suffering, make the stress to themselves. They're not knowing the path, come to liberation. They're not knowing. So when you come to Buddhism, you learn two paths. One is all living beings they know, especially human beings they know the cause and they suffer. But then not sure the path break into the freedom. They're not sure. So in Buddhism, we teach you in all these four pairs so that you can break the attachment. So attachment become very, very difficult to understanding. So we don't see our attachment sometimes when people give you advice and why don't I can realize, you see. So we need noble friendship. Not only you, we call that teamwork. Sometimes with the teamwork, your partner will give you advice, give you support, even though give you some more into the training. So individual is normal people's life. They're not go to teamwork, but the Buddha said that the noble disciple need to come into the teamwork. Yeah. Sangha is the responsibility of the truth. That is why the Buddha immediately he formed the team. So I am the part of the team, not I'm the only one. Who become the same quality, you are the Buddha. You are the awakening. Thank you. Yeah, this is the 10 Epithets who translate into the Chinese 960 years ago. So I throw it back and share with you all. And then this is what all the teaching about. And you can go into check with the what we call the Pali Nikaya. In the connected Nikaya also have the same information. So when you compare with these two, then you can see the teaching of the Buddha long ago. They already come into the northern part. They come to the southern part. So northern part and southern part they carry mostly the same message. Today, right now, it's very easy to get the information. Before that, we didn't have that. We didn't have that kind of come together, because the Pali, they use the Pali, and the Chinese, they use the Chinese. So both of them, they are not mixed together. So they think that I'm the only teaching the Buddha have, and you don't know the teaching. But right now, after this modern time, all the messages come together and compare. We respect to each other better than before. Yeah. So I don't bring one kind of message into here. I hope that English speaking person, one day they get the message that more complete. Thank you.